She lay half-buried near the base of a ridge, tangled in silken threads of silver fabric torn and stained with deep purple blood. Her skin shimmered faintly, the color of dusk, lavender under the twin suns. Two gill-like patterns pulsed at her neck. Ethan dropped to his knees beside her. Her breathing was shallow. The heat was killing her. "Hey," he whispered, brushing sand from her face. "You're gonna be okay." Her eyes flickered open, eyes unlike anything human, glowing faintly with silver rings around black pupils. They widened in confusion, maybe fear. "You a human?" Her voice cracked, the words accented but understandable. "Yeah. And you're alive, that's what matters. Don't move." He tore open his field pack and found a hydration capsule. Carefully, he pressed it to her lips. She drank weakly, shuddering. "My vessel destroyed," she murmured. "I fled the battle. They hunt me still." Ethan's pulse quickened. So she was a survivor of the same ambush that downed him. But they hunt me still. That meant danger was close. "I'll get you to cover," he said firmly. "You can tell me everything later." He lifted her carefully, light, almost weightless, and carried her into the nearby rock crevices. As night fell, he built a small heat shelter with his portable canopy. The desert turned freezing in seconds. The alien girl shivered violently until he wrapped his thermal cloak around her. Her hands, delicate with faint bioluminescent patterns, trembled as she clutched the edges. "Why help me?" she asked weakly. Ethan looked at her for a long moment. "Because that's what humans do," he said simply. "We help people who need it." Her expression softened with confusion, then something like disbelief. "No one helps a Zalari." Middle the bond. By dawn, her condition had stabilized. She introduced herself as Elira, a member of the Zalari Dominion, a people most humans knew only through rumors of war. But Elira was different. She spoke softly, choosing her words carefully. "The pirates you call scavengers," she explained, "are funded by traitors within our empire. I was being taken to safety when they attacked." Ethan frowned. "So you're important." Lyra hesitated. "My lineage carries weight," she said vaguely. As the days passed, Ethan built a rough shelter out of alloy scraps and solar blankets. The two of them survived off filtered dew and nutrient gel he salvaged. Despite the language barrier, they began to talk more. Ethan told her about Earth, about oceans, rain, and the smell of forests. She listened like a child hearing a fairy tale, eyes glowing softly in the firelight. "My people have no oceans," she whispered once. "Only vast crystal plains. When I was small, I dreamed of touching water." Ethan laughed. "When I get off this rock, maybe I'll take you to Earth." Elira tilted her head. "You would take a Zalari to your world." He shrugged. "If you're not trying to kill me, you're welcome." For a moment, her glow dimmed. "Your kind and mine have spilled too much blood. But you are strange." "I'll take that as a compliment," Ethan said, smiling. Then one evening, while Ethan repaired his distress beacon, a shadow flickered over the dunes. Elira's eyes widened. "They have found us." Before he could ask, a plasma bolt scorched the ground beside them. Ethan rolled behind a rock, pulling her down. 3 figures in scavenger armor advanced from the ridge, weapons glowing. He cursed under his breath. His blaster was nearly drained, but he fired anyway. 1 raider fell. 2 more pressed forward. Elira's hand touched the sand, and suddenly the ground trembled. The stones glowed with lines of blue energy, pulsing outward like veins of lightning. The raiders screamed as the shockwave flung them aside. Ethan stared in disbelief. What the hell was that? Elira's breathing was heavy. A gift of the royal line, she whispered. The song of the core. Royal line. Ethan stared at her, realization dawning. You're not just some survivor, are you? She looked away, ashamed. No. I am Elira Velian, the last surviving heir to the Zalari Dominion. The revelation changed everything. Ethan now understood why she'd been hunted, why the pirates risked attacking both human and Zalari ships. Whoever held her controlled the throne of one of the galaxy's most powerful empires. But to him she wasn't a queen. She was the quiet girl who smiled when he told stories about rain. That night, as they hid from potential scouts, she sat beside him, watching the stars. My people will come for me soon, she said softly. And when they do, I must return. Ethan nodded, though his chest tightened. You belong with your people. She turned toward him. But I owe you my life. And my heart is conflicted. He looked at her, unsure what to say. The silence between them grew, filled only by the hum of distant thunder. Finally, Elira whispered, On my world, when a queen's life is saved by another, she binds her fate to his. It is our vow of gratitude and unity. Ethan blinked. You mean, like marriage? Her bioluminescence flickered faintly pink. If that is your word for it. He chuckled softly. You really don't have to do that. She tilted her head, confusion returning. Humans reject honor. No, he said. But we believe in choice. You don't owe me anything, Elira. For a long time she said nothing. Then she smiled faintly. Perhaps that is why the universe keeps testing your kind. You see worth where others see none. Climax, the rescue fleet. The next morning, a massive shadow loomed across the dunes. A ship descending through the haze, its hull marked with glowing sigils. Lyra rose instantly. It is my people. Ethan shielded his eyes as the craft landed. Dozens of armored Zalari soldiers emerged, weapons ready. Their leader, tall and regal, approached and knelt before Elira. Your Radiance, the alien commander said. The council believed you lost. Lyra nodded. I was rescued by him. She gestured to Ethan. The commander's eyes narrowed. A human. They are enemies of the Dominion. Ethan raised his hands. Nice to meet you too. Elira stepped between them. He saved my life. He is under my protection. The commander hesitated, then bowed slightly. As you wish, Your Highness. Ethan blinked. Wait, Highness. Elira turned to him, her expression tender. The title you gave me, Queen, it is not wrong anymore. Before Ethan could respond, the commander signaled for medics. Elira took a step toward the ship, then paused. Her voice was barely above a whisper. Will I see you again, Ethan Cross? He forced a grin. If your people don't shoot me first. Her eyes shimmered. Then I shall make sure they don't. Ending the return. 2 weeks later, Ethan sat in a medical bay aboard a human frigate. His distress beacon had been answered after all. He was debriefed, examined, and ordered to rest. When he mentioned the Zalari Queen, his officers thought it was hallucination from dehydration. He didn't argue. Some things were better left unproven. But one evening, as he looked out at the stars, his communicator blinked. A secure channel opened, and a familiar voice filled the room. Ethan Cross, Elira's voice said, clear and melodic. The council has restored order. I am crowned queen of my people, because of you. He smiled softly. Glad you made it. There is something else, she said. A treaty. Between our worlds. I have named it, The Accord of the Rescued and the Rescuer. Ethan laughed quietly. Catchy name.